What's up, JDs and Littlemen? Logan Sennhauser here. Number 302, ChampCar Miata Sennhauser Racing Team. Woo! We're here with Sheila, post Watkins Glen race. For those of you who saw the long video, appreciate you guys for checking it out. For those of you that didn't, and you want something, you want to know kind of what a IRL endurance racing weekend looks like for like ChampCar or any other grassroots racing, check out the long video. It's the 1-2 before this. We're a little out of order right now, but I promise this is post Glen race. But yeah, check it out. Think about giving it a look-see. Today, just more of the same, more of the usual. So the first step that I want to really tackle today, I need to get the new ECU back in the car with the dashboard and everything. We swapped the old ECU in. If you want to know why, check out the other video. But I want to pull the dashboard out. We have like stock AC componentry, stock heat componentry, a lot of stuff that you have to leave in for spec Miata racing that we don't need for the racing that we do. So I want to get the dash out, get all that crap out of there, and really just clean up the wiring. I have a jumbled mess of wires under there that, you know, sadly were pointed out to me when I was having people troubleshoot the car. It was my dirty work that, you know, I was hoping to correct someday, and I'm gonna make today that day. So we're gonna try and get the dash out, see how hard it is. And go from there. It's gonna be a short one. It's Sunday evening. I just wanted to get some car work done. I just got back from IMSA in Detroit and I've got the itch. So we're gonna dive into it. Okay, so I lied really quick. I went to a Miata like guy who parts out Miatas, and I got knuckles from him. I wanted to have spare uprights with the car, but he didn't have power tools to get the axles off. So you can see I already got the one out of that one. But a lot of Miata teams will actually, because these are press-in bearings in the rear, they'll just bring full uprights with them. So now we have full uprights. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. I gotta get the brake rotor off, but I figured I'd just explain it before showing you guys the clip. But I'm gonna try and get the axle out of this one now. So I don't know what's what here, but we've got two different size axle nuts. So one was a 30 or 29 maybe, but the 30 worked. This one's clearly like a 32, it kind of seemed. 36 is too big, 30 is too small. And I don't have the right socket, so this one's gonna stay assembled for a little bit longer. I gotta order sockets for that. I don't know about you guys, that rotor looks totally usable. You know what I'm saying? We'll just hit it with a grinder, slap it back on there, right? Okay, so you guys just saw me remove that backing plate. I don't know, it's a dust shield. It's on modern cars, it's on old cars. I think it's to keep like rocks and stuff out of the brake pads or brake rotors or something, I don't know. But I can tell you on race cars, it traps heat in unless you have some kind of brake ducting, which in the rear we definitely don't have. And in the front we have custom shields that have outlets or inlets for brake ducts. So we cut them off in the rear. It just makes everything a little bit easier, a little bit more organized. So yeah, so now we have a rear knuckle. I mean, I'll probably clean it up. We're gonna press a new bushing into it, but it's just about ready to go. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side here. Okay, so axles have been completed as they can. I ordered a 32 millimeter socket for that one axle nut. That's a little bit weird size, but really, I just need to get that axle nut off, and then those are ready. Well, I guess we got to press out the button. Okay, there's a few more steps, but most of the way there. I want to show you guys this before I get into it. So I was getting ready to crawl under the dash. Our driver's side door doesn't really open anymore. That's about as far as it opens. And that's from the contacts that we had. Whoa, hello. So you can see the doors hitting the fender here. So I'm just gonna pop the fender off. I think I'm definitely gonna replace the fender. The door, we might try and straighten out here. We'll have to see. But I definitely want to pop the fender off. So that'll be pretty easy. It's not really held on by much anymore. We've got these bolts up here. I think I have the one inside of the fender here and then one underneath. So I'm gonna pop those off and just, yeah, get that panel off, see what we're working with here. Okay, so we got it off. Damage really isn't that bad. Like it got smushed in, but it's definitely like fixable, especially on this like cheap kind of Fender I got. So I don't know. But we do have all this other damage from, we had some rubbing last year at the Glen and we just took a crowbar to it. So I might replace it anyways. I've been wanting to replace this Fender. You can see the amount of crap that builds up under here. My plan is actually, there's an attachment point here. And my plan is just to lop it off right there and leave, you know, all this exposed. It'll help get air. You see a lot of the fast teams doing it. It helps to get air out from behind the tire, you know, which is super key with trying to keep downforce in the front end of the car. I guess not super key, but and it you know, makes the car look fast, right? And that's the most important part of racing. So you can see the damage on the door here a little bit better. It's on the leading edge, just kind of smushed in. So I don't know, maybe I will let Mr. Doll take a swing at it and refund everyone for the doors and stuff. I mean, you can see it drug all the way down. It's all dented in. So the other thing is, the only other door I found right now is red. And it's like, do I really want to try and paint a red door? Like, I was just going to spray paint it black, and will that really look better than just straightening this one out? I don't know. So got to dwell on that. But on the plus side, we can now, in theory, I haven't tried it yet, open the door. Woo! So now is the part where I try and get under the dash and see what's still attached and what isn't. Anything that attaches the dash, I'm just gonna start taking bolts out until the dash comes out. So it's gonna be tough to record in there, so maybe I'll set up the tripod somewhere inside. But yeah, I'm just gonna start going at it here. All right, y'all, you'll see it's a little bit later, but we have a mission success. That is a dashboard. Holy shit, is it heavy, man. I did not realize how heavy those things were. It probably weighs at least 20 or 30 pounds, but I mean, here we go. Here's our cockpit, all stripped. I had to cut a few wires. A few couplers were being stubborn, but I got them. The only wires I cut were wires that I put in there. So just power and grounds, really, I should not have them. I mean, they were, the way I routed them, they just held the dash in. So yeah, now's the step where we start cleaning up wiring and really looking at what we can do. But I mean, the other thing you'll see here is the amount of weight that's still in the car that is just useless. Like, all of the ducting for defrost, the heater core, all of that needs to get removed. I mean, there's tons of harness under here. Not necessarily useless, but you know, there's a ton of couplers that have just been hanging around, like a huge bundle that's just been, I've been zip tying to the cage to keep it out of the pedal box area. So yeah, gonna get a ton of work going on this. We might call it a night here in a bit, but I'm gonna start crawling through a little bit and getting some things done. I'm also gonna order a Ryobi battery powered light, because I'm realizing when I'm doing this kind of work, these little lights that I've put up in my shop that are powered off of the little generator over there just aren't gonna quite cut it. So gonna order a Ryobi light too. But we're making progress, man. That day, it was not easy to get out, I will tell you that. I thought it was gonna be a little bit easier, but it's out, and now we're gonna start stripping things. Huge steps for Sheila. Well, tiny step for Sheila, but damn big steps for Logan Sennhauser. So like I said, we have the dash out. So what I did, so this dash bar weighs a bazillion pounds. However, the steering column bolts up to it. I can't weld or fab yet. It's on my docket of things to learn. I think I need a little bit of a better space to do it. So unfortunately, I need to put the dash bar back in. I can't run without it because I need something to mount the steering column to. There's also this harness that goes through it. I'm not sure what's important that's in it and what's not. I do want to keep the hazards button, which is built into the dash. And we have a 9 volt, or probably 12 volt, I don't know. Should be a 12 volt cigarette plug down at the bottom of the dash. So there's a few things I need to keep in here. OBD2, but we're running aftermarket ECU. It should never come back out, so we shouldn't need OBD2 anymore. But anyway, so I took all the couplers that weren't doing anything. I just electrical taped them up. I didn't want to cut them because I don't want to accidentally cause a short or something like that. So I just electrical tape them up so I won't get confused as to like what part of the harness needs to be plugged in and what doesn't. So I took care of that. The next steps are going to be to put all the gauges in it and make sure that the gauges can disconnect without having to cut wires or anything like that. I had to do that just now just because I didn't make my harness smart when I first was throwing stuff together. So I want to make it so I can quickly remove the gauges. But on the plus side, all of this is weight reduction. So like I said, the stock heating system was kind of in it. I think they were the previous owners were maybe using defrost, but there was no blower motor, so I don't know. But this thing, you know, that's maybe a few pounds right there. This is like the heat exchanger, you know, with the heater core, stuff like that. So that's gone. There was an animal living in there too, so that's a win. This is the controller for the I don't know what you call it. It controls like the climate control. So that gone. All these vents that were under here, like I said, I think he still was using the defrost at some point. We have the lines on the windshield, so our defrost is good. So yeah, all that ducting, all that stuff's out. I removed like little switches that we're not using. Like that's for the, you know, adjustable mirrors, which like obviously we're not using. So and then under here, so this is still kind of a mess on this side. This is what I really want to clean up. There's a lot of cables going to nowhere, a lot of stuff just dangling around in here that was around the pedal box that I really didn't like, and I just kept zip tying stuff up and zip tying stuff up and zip tying stuff up until it became a rat's nest. So this has not been addressed yet. I just made sure that everything was kind of cleanly laid out. I was going to try and relocate the ECU, but this coupler, the other couplers for the ECU have this like long branch, so I could have relocated it over there. But this one coupler for the ECU, its branch point is like right here, so I can't move it. It's got to stay in that location, which is unfortunate. I really don't like having it there. It's hard to access. It's near the pedals. I don't like it, but that's what we're going to have to do. But you can see on the passenger side, hold please. On the passenger side, I did start to clean things up a lot of it. So I need to reprint, you know, the center kind of console cover area where our phone mounts for our lap timer and like our fire suppression nozzles and stuff like that. They were all in this 3D printed thing in the center. I had to break it to get the harness and stuff out. I've been running to redo it anyways because you can't pull the fire thing on it because it just would pull the whole dash out. So I was telling all my drivers to use this fire pole if we needed it. Luckily we haven't. But I want to make that a lot safer. I got all the wires that need to stay are coming out here. Everything else I gutted. And then this is the only coupler right here that goes to the IP, the instrument panel harness. So I took all the couplers that weren't being used, tucked them up out of the way, gutted all my rat's nest that was in there. I'm gonna redo all that. So yeah, progress was being made. I think I'm gonna keep this. I was gonna, you know, just tack onto this video. I'm just gonna keep this one separate. It's gonna be short, kind of informational. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, you know, as I always say at the end of these videos, if you have any questions, definitely ask. That's the whole point of this channel. I'm trying to share the lessons I'm learning on my Champ car and getting into grassroots motorsport. You know, I'm doing everything. I'm the crew, the mechanic, pit strategist, driver. You know, I've got a jack of all trades going on right now. So any info I can share, you know, I would love to. So that's that. If you enjoyed, I know it was a short one, but, you know, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. Check the Watkins Glen recap video out. I put a lot of work into that. So it's long, but it's, you know, it shows the background of what a race weekend's like. I'm gonna grab the camera before I leave and see if I can fix that because we were having camera issues that weekend. But yeah, you know, we're gonna keep trucking along. I got a laundry list. Our next race isn't until September at Mid-Ohio. So we've got a bit of time to try and iron out some kinks here. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. All the links are below. Sponsors, you know, other ways to watch. Live streams are on Mondays if you want to stop by. And I'm going to stop rambling. So see you all in the next one. Cheers.